Hello everyone, hope you all well. So let's analyze another question paper of Telangana State DSC TRT. Telangana State Commissioner and Director of School Education. Question paper name School Assistant Biological Science Telugu, and the date 31st July 2024, Shift 1. So let's start with content. As we all know, 88 questions, 44 marks. Each question carry half marks and no negative marking. So let's begin. Question number 41. Identify the correct pair with regard to cell organelle and its function. Here we have to identify cell organelle and its function, and the correct option is ribosomes synthesis of protein. This is a correct option. Ribosomes synthesis of protein. Let's see the option also. Mitochondria. Mitochondria function to generate the energy necessary to power cell. Now, endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum can either be smooth or rough and is general. Its function is to produce protein for the rest of the cell to function. Endoplasmic reticulum function is to produce protein for the rest of the cell to function. Golgi bodies help process and package protein and lipids molecules, especially proteins distinct to be exported from the cell. Now moving to 42. Identify the non-dividing cell in animals from the following. And the options are liver cell, germ cell, meristematic cell, nerve cell. And the correct option is nerve cell. Nerve cell are non-dividing cell in animal, means liver cell, germ cell and meristematic cells are dividing cells. Now 43. Identify the pair of the middle ear. Middle ear, and the correct option is Malus incus stips. Malus incus stips. Question number 44. Match the following. Phycology, study of fossils. Palynology, study of disease. Paleontology, study of algae. Pathology, study of pollen grain. And the correct sequence is A goes with second option, phycology, study of disease. Ginkgo details. Ginko. Ginkgo. Ginkgo has a long history for use in treating blood disorder and memory issue. Ginkgo or Ginkgo. Ginkgo is used in treating blood disorders and memory issues. Funaria is well-known example of a bryophytes. And the last one is cycas. Cycas are used for decorate purpose, horticulture and in ceremonies. They are also used as food and medicines. And Petris. Petris is a terrestrial genus that inhabit shady and moist forest and hill areas. Vascular cryptogams. Vascular cryptogams means the plant in which seeds are not formed are called cryptogams. Ferns are also called vascular cryptogams because their mode of reproduction is conspicuous. 47. Identify the correct statement about the internal structure of a leaf. And the correct option is A and B. A. The mesophyll in leaves is made up of palisade and spongy tissue. And B. The palisade tissue is the photosynthetic tissue. These two statements are correct about the internal structure of a leaf. The mesophyll in leaves is made up of palisade and spongy tissue. The palisade tissue is the photosynthetic tissue. Now, moving to 48. Match the following: Echinodermata, Cnidaria, Arthropoda, Annelida, Hydra, scorpions, leech, starfish. And the correct option is 2. A goes with 4. Echinodermata, starfish. B 1. Cnidaria, Hydra. C 2nd. Arthropoda, scorpions, belong to scorpions. And the last one, D, Annelida, belong to leech. Echinodermata, starfish, Cnidaria, Hydra, Arthropoda, scorpions, Annelida, leech. (49) Pseudoculome is found in the organism of this phylum. Pseudoculome is found in the organism of this phylum. And the correct answer is nematoda. Nematoda is a phylum. In its organism have pseudoculome. Pseudoculome means false culome. The pseudoculome is a body cavity filled with fluid that lies between the mesoderm layer of the external body wall and the endoderm layer of the gut in invertebrates. 50. Identify the correct statement about the birds. And the answer is they are warm-blooded animals with 4-chambered heart. Here is written animals. So, birds are warm-blooded animals with 4-chambered heart. Now, 51. The radially symmetrical marine animal with spiny skin belong to this phylum. Here is written as spine means a needle-like heart structure present on their body that belong to echinodermata. Now, cnidarians do not show bones and a central nervous system, rather have a nerve net. Members of this group have only two body layers, ectoderm and the endoderm. Now, molluscan and unsegmented bilaterally symmetrical animals and has a single lipped like shell on top. Now last one is Annelida. Annelida contain three main body regions: the head, the trunk and the anus. Now 52. The double fertilization and triple fusion is found in these plants, and the answer is gymnosperm. The plants which have double fertilization and triple fusion. Gymnosperm are flowering plants that bear flowers and fruits. Angiosperm plants have double fertilization and triple fusion. Gymnosperm do not form fruits, but angiosperm form fruits. Gymnosperm have naked seed, angiosperm have enclosed seed. Gymnosperm examples: conifers, cycads, genitophytes. Angiosperm examples: rose, orchid, magnolia, jasmine. Now about bryophytes. Bryophytes is the informal group name for mosses, liverwort and hornwort. They are non-vascular plants, which means they have no roots or vascular tissue, but instead of this, they absorb water and nutrients from the air through their surface. Example: their leaves. Now, pteridophytes. Plants that have root, stem and leaves reproduce by spores instead of by flower and seed, and include the ferns, club mosses, horsetail and their extinct relates. 53. Identify the disease which is not caused by bacterium, and the correct option is malaria. Malaria is a disease which is not caused by bacterium. Actually, malaria is a disease caused by a parasite. The parasite is spread to human through the bite of infected mosquito. Tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is caused by a bacterium called Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Now, leprosy. Leprosy is a chronic infectious disease caused by a type of bacteria, that is Mycobacterium lepra. The disease predominantly affects the skin and peripheral nerves. And the last one is cholera. Vibrio cholera is a species of gram-negative, facultative, anaerobic and comma-shaped bacteria. Means tuberculosis, leprosy and cholera disease caused by bacterium, and malaria is caused by parasite. Now 54. Identify the incorrect pair. Incorrect pair. Verticella protozoans, Aspergillus fungus, Spirulina bacterium and Daphnia arthropods. So correct one is 3, Spirulina bacterium. This is incorrect statement, and the correct statements are Verticella protozoans, Aspergillus fungus, Daphnia arthropods. These are correct statement, and the answer is 3, Spirulina bacterium is a incorrect statement. Now moving to 55. Match the following: Jonas Salk, Y. Subbarao, Ronald Rose, Fleming. Tetracycline, malaria, penicillin, polio vaccine. And the correct option is 2. A match with 4, Jonas Salk, polio vaccine. B match with 1, Y. Subbarao, tetracycline. C match with 2, Ronald Rose, malaria. And finally D match with 3, Fleming, Alexander Fleming, penicillin. Jonas Salk, polio vaccine. Y. Subbarao, tetracycline. Ronald Rose, malaria. Alexander Fleming, penicillin. These all are vaccines, and these are scientist names who introduced vaccines. 56. The disease which is spread through polluted water and food is, answer is cholera. Cholera is a disease which is spread through polluted water and food. Now 57. The disease botulism is caused by a bacterium. The disease botulism is caused by, answer is a bacterium. Botulism is a disease which is caused by bacterium. 58. Which one of the following is not an infectious disease? Not an infectious disease. Marasmus. Marasmus is not a infectious disease. Other AIDS, typhoid and malaria are infectious disease. 59. Read the following statement about disease and causative organism and identify the correct answer. A. Leishmania, a protozoans cause Kala Hazar. B. Sleeping sickness is caused by trypanosoma. And the correct one is both statements are correct. Means Leishmania, a protozoans. Leishmania is a protozoans cause Kala Hazar to human beings. And second, B1 is sleeping sickness is caused by trypanosoma. Trypanosoma. This is discrepancy. Now 61. Identify the chronic disease among the following. Chronic disease: common cold, smallpox, malaria, filaria. And the answer is filaria. Filaria is a chronic disease. Here, chronic means long-lasting effects which disease, and filaria is a long-lasting disease. Common cold, smallpox, malaria is not a chronic disease. Now 62. Identify the bacterium which is useful in producing antibiotics from the following. Which is useful in producing antibiotics, and the answer is streptomyces. Streptomyces bacterium is useful in producing antibiotics. Now 63. Identify the denitrifying bacterium, and the answer is Theobacillus species. Theobacillus species is a denitrifying bacterium. Theobacillus species is a denitrifying bacterium. 64. Identify the correct statement about prokaryotes, and the answer is C only. The prokaryotic cells are the type of cell that do not have a well-defined nuclear membrane. The prokaryotic cells are the type of cell that do not have a well-defined nuclear membrane. 65. The following part of the cell is absent in plant cell, and the correct answer is centriole. Centriole is a part of the cell is absent in plant cell. Other Golgi bodies, mitochondria and plasma membrane are present. 66. Match the following: meristematic tissue, dermal tissue, ground tissue, vascular tissue. Transportation, growth, protection, bulk of the plant body. And the correct match is A. Match with second, meristematic tissue, growth, related to growth, and B. Match with 3, dermal tissue, protection, give protection to the plant, and C. Match with 4, ground tissue, bulk of the plant body, and finally vascular tissue, transportation. Meristematic tissue, growth, dermal tissue, protection, ground tissue, bulk of the plant body, vascular tissue, transportation. 67. Identify the living tissue which gives mechanical strength in mesophytic plant from the following. Mesophytic. Mesophytes are terrestrial plants which are adapt to neither particularly dry or particularly wet environments. Neither particularly dry and nor a particularly wet environments. And the correct option is collenchyma. Collenchyma. Collenchyma is the living tissue which give mechanical strength in a mesophytic plant. Collenchyma is the living tissue which gives mechanical strength in a mesophytic plant. Chlorenchyma. This is chlorenchyma and this is collenchyma. Collenchyma is different. Chlorenchyma is different. Chlorenchyma is a specialized type of parenchyma cells found in plants. Chlorenchyma function is storing chlorophyll. It is responsible for storing chlorophyll. 68. Identify the cells present in the phloem tissue. Identify the cell present in the phloem tissue. Phloem tissue. Phloem tissue is one of the two tissue that make up the plant long distance transport system, the other being xylem. Phloem translocates water and product of photosynthesis form from sources tissue to the skin region where they are utilized or stored. Cells present in the phloem tissues are sieve cell, sieve tube, companion cell, fibers and parenchyma. Sieve cell, sieve tube, companion cell, fibers and parenchyma present in the phloem tissue. 69. Match the following: monocytes, blood platelets, neutrophils, lymphocytes. Blood coagulation, secrete antibodies, scavengers, microscopic policeman. And the correct option is 2. A. Match with 3. Monocytes, scavengers. B. Match with 1. Blood platelets, blood coagulation. C. Match with 4. Neutrophils, microscopic policeman. And finally D, match with lymphocytes secretes antibodies. Monocytes scavengers, blood platelets, blood coagulation, neutrophils, microscopic policeman, lymphocytes secrete antibodies. Lymphocyte secrete antibodies, neutrophils, microscopic policeman, blood platelets, blood coagulation, monocytes scavengers. 70. The connective tissue which joined the muscle to the bone. Answer is tendon. Tendon is the connective tissue which joins the muscle to the bone. Muscle to the bone. The tissue is called tendon. Ligaments. A ligament is a fibrous connective tissue that attach bone to bone. Ligaments attach bone to bones. Tendon, muscle to bone. And cartilage. Cartilage is a strong flexible connective tissue that protects joints and bones. And last one is fibroblast. A fibroblast is a type of cell that contribute to the formation of connective tissue. Contribute to the formation of connective tissue. A fibroblast cellular material that support and connect other tissue or organ in the body. 71. Identify the mitotic stage in which chromosomes all are pulled toward the poles. All are pulled toward the poles. And the answer is anaphase. Anaphase is the stage of the cell cycle in which duplicate chromosomes separate and move toward opposite pole of the cell. Anaphase is the stage of the cell cycle in which duplicate chromosomes separate and move toward opposite pole of the cell. This mitotic stage is called anaphase. Metaphase. Metaphase is a stage during the process of cell division. Telophase. Telophase is the fifth and final phase of mitosis. The process that separates the duplicated genetic material carried in the nucleus of a parent cell into two identical daughter cells. Telophase begins once the replicate paired chromosomes have been separated and pulled to opposite sides of the cells. Prophase. Prophase is the first phase of mitosis that process the separate the duplicate genetic material carried in the nucleus of a parent cell into two identical daughter cells. During prophase, the complex of DNA and protein contained in the nucleus, now as chromatin, condense. 72. The genotypic ratio of F2 generation in Mendelian monohybrid cross is 1:2:1. The genotypic ratio of F2 generation in Mendelian monohybrid cross is 1:2:1. Genotypic ratio. Genotypic ratios show the number of times that genes for certain traits are crossed. A feature of an organism can be seen in the offspring. 1:2:1 is the genotypic ratio for this cross. 73. Match the following: Charles Darwin, Jean-Baptiste Lamarck, August Weismann, Hugo de Vries. Mutation theory, struggle for existence, inheritance of acquired characters, germplasm theory. The correct option is 4. A. Match with second. Charles Darwin, struggle for existence. B3, C4 and D second. Charles Darwin, struggle for existence. Jean-Baptiste Lamarck, inheritance of acquired character. August Weismann, germplasm theory. Hugo de Vries, mutation theory. Hugo de Vries, mutation theory. 74. Identify the correct statements about reason for Mendel selecting pea plant for his hybridization experiments. We have to identify the correct statement about reason for Mendel selecting pea plant. Why Mendel select pea plant for his hybridization experiment? And the correct option is 3, A and C. It has bisexual flower. And it has well-defined character. These both statements are correct about pea plant. First is pea plant has bisexual flower and it has well-defined character. For this reason, Mendelian selecting pea plant for his hybridization experiments. 75. Archaeopteryx is the connecting link between these two taxonomic classes. Archaeopteryx is the connecting link between these two taxonomic classes, and the correct option is reptiles and aves. Reptiles and aves is the connecting link between reptiles and aves. These two taxonomic classes which connecting link between Archaeopteryx, reptiles and aves. 76. The number of autosomes in ova of human being is 22. The number of autosomes in ova of human being is 22. 22 autosomes in ova of human being. 22 autosomes in ova of human beings. 77. The book Principle of Geology was written by Geology Sir Charles Lyell. Sir Charles Lyell. The book Principle of Geology was written by Sir Charles Lyell. 78. In the following food chain, the secondary consumer is plant, grasshopper, frog, snake, hawk. Secondary consumer is frog. Plant, grasshopper, frog, snake and hawk. This is a food chain. In this, secondary consumer is considered as frog and grasshopper is a primary consumer and plants is producers. Frog secondary consumer and tertiary consumer is snake. 79. Entry of the pollutant into the food chain is called as bioaccumulation. Bioaccumulation is called of the pollution into the food chain. Second option is biomagnification. Biomagnification, also known as biome amplification or biological magnification, is the increase in concentration of a substance, example pesticides, in the tissue of organ at successively higher level in a food chain. Biodegradation. Biodegradation is the process by which microorganisms break down organic matter. And the last one, bioremediation. Bioremediation is a technique that uses microorganisms or plants to clean up environment pollutants by breaking down or transforming them into less harmful substance. Now 80. One of the following is a biological control method used to control pets. Biological control method used to control pets, and the correct one is using of natural predator of the pets. This is a biological control method. Using of pesticides and chemical fertilizers and more biofertilizers which will harm for our environment. So the correct answer is using of natural predator of the pets is the biological control method used to control pets. 81. Sustainable development means development without damaging the natural resources. Sustainable development. Development without damaging the natural resources is called sustainable development. 82. Identify non-renewable resource from the following. Non-renewable resource. Natural gas. Natural gas is the non-renewable resources. 83. Identify the darker zone in the pond where light penetration is negligible from the following. Light penetration is negligible. And the answer is profundal zone. Profundal zone is the darker zone in the pond. Profundal zone is the darker zone in the pond where light penetration is negligible in this zone. 84. The International Union for Conservation of Nature IUCN works more to protect wildlife's habitats. Wildlife and habitats is the International Union for Conservation of Nature IUCN, which work more to protect wildlife and habitats. Wildlife and habitats protected by IUCN, the International Union for Conservation of Nature. 85. The pollutant which is causing damage to the ozone layer from the following. The polluting, and the answer is chlorofluorocarbon. Chlorofluorocarbon is a pollutant which is causing damage to the ozone layer. Chlorofluorocarbon. 86. Biodiesel is obtained from jatropha seeds. Biodiesel is obtained from jatropha seeds. 87. Growing Gliricidia plants on the field burns will increase the following element in the soil of that area, and the answer is nitrogen. Nitrogen growing Gliricidia plants on the field burns will increase the nitrogen in the soil of that area. 88. The rearing of honeybees is called as apiculture. The rearing of honeybees is called as apiculture. 89. Identify the European species of honey bee from the following. Apis mellifera. Apis mellifera is the European species of honey bee. Apis cerana. Apis cerana, the Indian honey bee. It is one of the predominant bee found and domesticated in India, Pakistan, Nepal, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Thailand and Asia. Apis flora. Apis flora are found in southeastern Asian countries, especially in India, Thailand. Apis flora is commonly known as the dwarf honeybee or red dwarf honeybee. 90. Blue revolution refers to fish farming. Blue revolution refers to fish farming. 91. The father of Operation Flood in India is Dr. Varghese Korean. Operation Flood in India. The father of Operation Flood Milk. Operation Milk, increasing quantity of milk, is the father of Dr. Varghese Korean. 92. Read the following statement about photosynthesis and identify the correct ones. And the correct answer is A, C. A. CO2 is absent and oxygen is released. CO2 is absorbed and oxygen is released. And C is light energy is converted into chemical energy. These two statements are correct about photosynthesis. CO2 is absorbed and oxygen is released. Light energy is converted to chemical energy in the process of photosynthesis. '93. This part of the potato is used as vegetable. Stem. Stem is the answer. 94. Match the following: budding, fission, fragmentation, regeneration. Planaria, Sparogera, Hydra, Amoeba. Now A match with 3. Budding, Hydra. Budding is seen in Hydra. B 4. Fission, Amoeba, binary fission like. C 2nd. Fragmentation, Spirogera, fragments through fragments they produce. And D regeneration, Planaria. Planaria can regenerate their body. Budding, Hydra. Fission, Amoeba. Fragmentation, Spirogera. Regeneration, Planaria. Budding, Hydra. Fission, Amoeba. Fragmentation, Spirogera. Regeneration, Planaria. Discrepancy. Marks will be added. 96. In anaerobic respiration, the end product are formed from glucose in yeast are ethyl alcohol, heat energy, and carbon dioxide. In anaerobic respiration, means absence of oxygen. In anaerobic respiration, the end product are formed from glucose in yeast are ethyl alcohol, heat energy, and carbon dioxide. 97. Identify the anabolic process in the living organism. Anabolic process in the living organism. And the answer is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is an anabolic process in the living organism. Anabolic process. Anabolic process build organs and tissues. These processes produce growth and differentiation of cell and increase in body size, a process that involves synthesis of complex molecules. Example of anabolic process include the growth and mineralization of bone and increase in muscle mass. 98. Identify the animal that has single circulation from the following. And the answer is fish. Fish have a single circulation. Frog, whale and turtle have double circulation. 99. Identify the alkaloid which is used as painkiller. And the answer is morphine. Morphine is the alkaloid which is used as painkiller. Morphine is the alkaloid which is used as painkiller. 100. Identify the phytohormone which help in the cell elongation and differentiation of shoots and roots. Differentiation of shoots and roots. And the answer is auxins. Auxin is the phytohormone. Auxin is a phytohormone which help in cell elongation and differentiation of shoots and roots. 101. Match the following. Glucagon, fight or flight hormone, estrogen, follicle stimulating hormone. Adrenal gland, ovary, pituitary gland, pancreas. And the correct match 2. And the option 2 is correct. A match with 4. Glucagon match with pancreas. B. 1. Fight or flight hormone, adrenal gland, estrogen, ovary. And follicle stimulating hormone, pituitary gland. Glucagon, pancreas, fight or flight hormone, adrenal gland, estrogen, ovary. Follicle stimulating hormone, pituitary gland. 102. Person having this blood group are now as universal recipient. AB. Option 3. Universal recipient, AB blood group. And B. O blood group, universal donor. Blood group A has A antigen on the red blood cell with anti-B antibodies in the plasma. The blood group B has B antigens with anti-A antibodies in the plasma. Blood group O has no antigens but both anti-A and anti-B antibodies in the plasma. Blood group AB has both A and B antigens. 103. Parallel venation with fibrous root are found in this plant. Oryza. Oryza plant have parallel venation with fibrous roots. Oryza. Oryza plant have parallel venation with fibrous roots. 104. Identify the part of the hindbrain in humans. Hindbrain in humans. And the answer is cerebellum medulla oblongata. Cerebellum medulla oblongata are the part of the hindbrain in humans. Cerebellum medulla oblongata are the part of the hindbrain in humans. Now, cerebellum and diencephalon. Cerebrum and diencephalon are the part of forebrain. 105. The number of cranial nerves in human being is 12 pair. Cranial nerves in human beings, 12 pair. 12 pair cranial nerves in human beings. 106. The following part which is not associated with female reproductive system in humans. And the answer is epididymis. Epididymis is a part which is not associated with female's reproductive system in humans. Other than cervix, uterus, fallopian tubes are the part which is associated with female reproductive system in humans. 107. The correct sequence of path through which sperm passes in human. Sperm passes in humans. Correct sequence. And the answer is seminiferous tubule, vas efferentia, epididymis, vasa differentia, and urethra. Seminiferous tubule, vasa efferentia, epididymis, vasa differentia, urethra. Seminiferous tubules, vasa efferentia, epididymis, vasa differentia, urethra. 108. Identify the pair of recessive trait in pea plants. And the answer is apical flower, yellow pod. Apical flower, yellow pod is the pair of recessive trait in pea plant. 109. The number of cell and nuclei in a typical monosporic embryo sac of flowering plant respectively. 7 cell and 8 nuclei. 7 cell and 8 nuclei is the number of cells. 7 cell and 8 nuclei is the number of cells and nuclei in a typical monosporic embryo sac of flowering plants. 110. The chromosomal condition of embryo and embryo sac angiospermic plant is diploid 2n and haploid n. Diploid 2n and haploid n is the chromosomal condition of embryo and embryo sac angiospermic plant? One 11. How many generations of mitotic division are needed for a single cell to form 128 cells? And the answer is 7. 7 regeneration of mitotic division. 7 regeneration of mitotic divisions are needed for a single cell to form 128 cells. 112. In cell cycle, the synthesis of DNA take place in this phase. In cell cycle, the synthesis of DNA take place in this phase. Answer: S phase. In cell cycle, DNA synthesis. In cell cycle, the synthesis of DNA take place in S phase. Synthesis of DNA take place in S phase. 113. Match the following: vitamin B2, vitamin B2, vitamin B6, vitamin E, vitamin K, tocopherol, riboflavin, phylloquinine, pyridoxine. And the match is A second, B4, C1 and D3. Vitamin B2 pyridoxine, vitamin B2 riboflavin, vitamin B2 riboflavin, vitamin B6 pyridoxine, vitamin B6 pyridoxine, vitamin E tocopherol, vitamin K phylloquinine. Vitamin K is called phylloquinine. Vitamin E tocopherol, vitamin B6 pyridoxine and vitamin B2 riboflavin. 114. Identify the end product of light reaction of photosynthesis. And the answer is ATP plus NADPH. The end product of light reaction of photosynthesis, ATP plus NADPH, is the end product of light reaction of photosynthesis. ATP and NADPH is the end product of light reaction of photosynthesis. 115. Identify the enzymes which act on fats from the following. Lipase. Lipase is the enzyme which act on fat. Lipase is the enzyme which act on fats. Trypsin. Trypsin is an enzyme that helps us digest protein. It helps in digestion of protein. Now, pepsin. Pepsin is a proteolytic enzyme. It digests and breaks down protein in the food ingested. 116. How many types of main salivary gland present in human beings? And the right answer is 3. 3 types of main salivary gland present in human beings. 117. The deficiency of vitamin biotin cause Nerves disorder. 118. Renate cells are the excretory organ in the organism of the following phylum: Nematoda. Renate cells are the excretory organ in the Nematoda. 119. Identify the cell organelles which are large in number in those cells that secrete enzymes and hormones. Golgi complex. Golgi complex is the cell organelle which are large in number in those cells that secrete enzymes and hormones. 120. Identify the function of sympathetic autonomous nervous system from the following: sympathetic function of sympathetic autonomous nervous system: accelerate heartbeat. Accelerate heartbeat means faster increase heartbeat. Accelerate means increasing. Sympathetic function of the sympathetic autonomous nervous system is accelerate heartbeat. 121. Which one of the following converts prothrombin into thrombin during blood coagulation in human? Converts prothrombin into thrombin during blood coagulation. And the answer is thrombokinase. Thrombokinase converts prothrombin into thrombin during blood coagulation in humans. Thrombokinase convert prothrombin into thrombin during blood coagulation in humans. 122. Identify the correct statement about thalassemia. Option A is correct. It is a blood-related hereditary disease. Thalassemia. It is a blood-related hereditary disease. And B. It is caused due to lack of hemoglobin in erythrocytes. It is caused due to lack of hemoglobin in erythrocytes. Thalassemia is a disease. It is a blood-related hereditary disease and it is caused due to lack of hemoglobin in erythrocytes. 123. Identify the phylum in which organisms do not have a specific excretory organ. Phylum in which organisms do not have a specific excretory organ. Cnidaria. Cnidaria phylum in which organisms do not have a specific excretory organ. Others, Annelida, Arthropoda, mollusca have a specific excretory organ. 124. The presence of resin canal is the characteristic features of these plants. Gymnosperm. Presence of resin canal is the characteristic features of gymnosperm. 125. In human, the central nervous system consists of brain and spinal cord. In human, In humans, the central nervous system consists of brain and spinal cord. Question number 126. The study of animal behavior is known as ethology. ETHOLOGY. The study of animal behavior is known as ethology. One 27. Identify the macronutrients from the following sets. Micronutrients: sulfur, phosphorus, potassium. Sulfur, phosphorus and potassium are the macronutrients. 128. The vitamin which is synthesized by bacteria in human digestive system is cyanocobalamin. The vitamin which is synthesized by bacteria in human digestive system is cyanocobalamin. Cyanocobalamin. Cyanocobalamin is a synthetic version of vitamin B12 used to treat and prevent vitamin B12 deficiency, anemia. Thank you for watching.